Hello, my name is Logan and I'm your host, the Mighty Pirate. And in this video, I'm going to be going over Mercs 5. I'm going to talk about how to play it and show you some footage of the game as it currently stands. It's been about 2 weeks since the launch, so here we are in the mech bay where the mechs live. Anyway, hold shift to sprint. It's a time saver. Step 1. Anyway, we activate the console over here by pressing E, but we're going to check our battle mechs to see if they're damaged. Those aren't, but boy howdy is that Annihilator messed up. So go over to the console and press E. Alternatively, you can press Tab from anywhere, and that will bring up this same menu. So here we are on the home. Click Battle Mechs to bring up your Battle Mechs. If Battle Mech has yellow stripes behind it, it is indication that it is damaged but functional. If it has red stripes through it, that indicates that the mech will need to be repaired before it will be functional again. So, edit loadout, repair all, remove all the damaged components, all the components in red. We go over to our inventory, place the equipment where we have it. So, one feature about Mercs 5 is that there are small, medium, and large weapon slots. A large slot can use any weapon of that type. A medium can only use medium sizes and smaller, and a small can only use small. So there is hard points, and then there is a size hard point as well. So you can't just have PPCs or just have Gauss rifles or what have you. You can't have all small lasers, though. Not very good in this game, though. So now we've replaced all of our weapons. Almost all of our weapons. The Annihilator runs hot, so I run only 3 PPCs instead of 4. Slap a couple extra heat sinks on there so it runs ice cold. Start work. Oh, so here's the reason why we are not going to do this. So we are trying to do repairs in a war zone, and repairs are going to cost 100% more and take 130% as long. So time is money. We could do better. We're going to leave this system. We do this by going to the star map. We'll fix it again later. So here we are in Steiner space. We are in a conflict zone, as indicated by this red outline. So any of these planets will randomly generate missions. All of the missions that are listed in white are randomly generated missions. They're fine. They will give you C-bills, but the missions you want to do are these yellow missions. These are high reward missions. They'll either give you a higher percentage payout or extra items at the end of the mission. Sometimes these are chain quests, so be careful. You might have to go back in for repairs. Speaking of repairs, that's where we're going. We are going to an industrial zone. And we know it is an industrial zone because it has a dotted line here. So any of these planets we can get repairs at. There are battle mechs, pilots, equipment. All the stuff we need to do mech stuff are at industrial hubs. Also, repairs are cheaper, so you're going to always want to travel to industrial hubs to do your repairs. When we get there, you notice that there are these these ammo symbols. These are going to indicate that there are high rarity weapons. I mean, at this point in my save file, these aren't particularly useful, but there are some pretty neat ones, like check out these LRM-20s. Also, check out that cost, 2.6 million. Pass. We're going to go to the battle mechs. We'll see what they have on the market. some lights, mediums, and some heavies, but I need more assault mechs. So none of this is for me. So we're going to go back over to the battle mechs, and we are going to repair them. This guy only needs minor repairs, so we're just going to hit the repair mech, and it'll fix him right up. Same goes for this guy. This Night Star, though, because it's missing components, we're going to have to edit its loadout. Oof. Yeah, that's a lot of C-bills lost. Hit repair. So let's see if we have another AC-20 in the inventory. We do. Let's see if we have another medium pulse laser. We do. So you notice that there are blips, and for every blip that's filled in will indicate that the weapon is a higher tier. You will want as many blips as possible on your mech. For the mech that your AI uses, maybe save those rare weapons for yourself. Here's an example of a tier 5 weapon. It's got an orange bar, and you won't find these very often. So use them sparingly. So 5 tons. Let's see how many heat sinks we slap on this. Boom, boom. Boom. And we have no AC-20 ammo, so we have to go over here to the market. Click on the equipment tab. AC-20 ammo. 1, 2. Boop. Boop. There we have it. And that is how you fix a mech. So here we have it. Mechs in cold storage will have all of their equipment stripped off of them. This is where your salvage will go if you have a full mech hangar. Currently, the game doesn't have a way to sell your mechs from cold storage. So if you're going to sell your cold storage mechs, you have to actually sell a mech that you're using, or put one of your mechs you're using into cold storage, sell the scrap mechs, pull the mech out of cold storage, and then re-equip all the weapons. So fuck that, just sell the mech and replace it. Barracks. Pilot roster is your list of current pilots. Pilot hire is a list of the mechs, or with a list of pilots that are available on the market. This first number indicates their current skill. The second number indicates their potential skill. If you look at it, the breakdown is purple is ballistic skill, blue is energy skill, green is missile skill. We have reduced damage edge taken, reduced chance of overheat, chance to dodge. So eventually you're going to replace all of your pilots except for your own character sheet. You will look at your characters and see what their current skill is. We have Lieutenant Freeman here with 43 of 43. And we have plenty of pilots that are just better. So we're going to fire old Lieutenant Freeman. And we are going to hire...
Ready for action. Nice dropship, but boring as hell.
Captain Talbot. Hell yeah.
Ready for mission briefing and...
So that's the barracks. We've been through the market. Operation is a indication of who loves you and who hates you. This will include all of the major factions, the house factions, and the neutral factions and the minor factions. We have mercenary outfits, mining operations, any number of nonsense. Like, there's all kinds of stuff here. But if you want to know who loves you and who hates you, you do it in the operations tab. Also, you can kind of show what your net worth is, flex in front of your friends. Ba-ba-ba-wee. So, back over to the star map. So, we already talked about which one's an industrial hub. This icon right here will indicate that there is a rare mech available. So, if we go over there to that system, we're going to find a rare mech on the market. The reason rare mechs are worth traveling to look at is because they will first off be in pristine condition, and they will have alternative hardpoints, and occasionally they have lost tech, which is what we're really looking for. So let's see what we got here. Rare Zeus. Not exciting, but neat. Oh, Black Knight. Notice it's missing components. Ah, there we go, a Banshee. Awesome. So we're going to go to Battle Mechs. Let's make sure, let's sort out our mechs to see what we got. Alright, we're going to replace one of these Cyclops with a Banshee. And it looks like they're the same. So, market, inventory, Cyclops, sell. When you're selling equipment, it's all the same price, but when you're purchasing, your faction standing will be affected. So if you're going to do a big upgrade to your lance, I would recommend going to space where you're loved. It can be quite costly to purchase mechs in hostile space, if even possible. So we're going to pull out all our scrap mechs, go down, sell it, pull out a scrap mech, go to the market, inventory, sell it. This is a feature I hope that gets changed in the future. I hope that when we watch this video again in a year from now, we'll look back and be like, man, what a silly time that was. Anyway, we're going to buy this Banshee, though. Ta-da! Now we have a Banshee. Another Banshee. So, we've got our mechs. This is the guy who we just bought. Repair. Perfect. So, we are going to travel to an area where we are needed. Let's see here. Raid contract. Notice that it's yellow, so that means higher payout. Let's make sure that's anonymous Lyrian generals. I'm down. And away we go. So while you're traveling, your repairs will happen in the background. You only have to queue up your repairs at an industrial zone to receive the benefit. Once you have queued them up and paid for their expenses, you can travel anywhere and just wait out the refits. So, notice that's got a quest, the Shadow Coup. Difficulty 5, well, this one's difficulty 80, but the difficulty rating goes from 5 to 100. That is an approximation of how difficult the mission is. Mostly what that difficulty number indicates is how much tonnage you'll be allowed. I've had missions that have been very punishing at low difficulty, and then I've had missions that were very high difficulty that I found very easy. So be wary. Always be cautious and never give the AI lost tech. When you are negotiating, any unused negotiation points will count towards that faction's reputation. But since these are anonymous Lyrian generals, we don't really care about what they think. So give me them C-bills and damage coverage. So what damage coverage is if your mech is damaged, any of your mechs are damaged during the mission, they will give you extra C-bills up to that cost, but not exceeding it. So while you are starting out, I would advise using damage coverage to help pad your expenses. But when you are a little more competent and a little more comfortable with the mechs, I would advise going into the share salvage, because this is where you will get mechs, and mechs can be worth many times over what the value of the C-bill payout is. The only drawback is that occasionally there won't be mechs to salvage. You can increase your chance of finding mechs for salvage based on how you dismember them. If you core a mech out, it is less likely to be available for salvage than, say, if you leg them. If you manage to headshot a mech, it is very likely it will be available for salvage. So these are things to keep in mind. So that will wrap up this video. The next video will be how to play Mechwarrior 5. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the battlefield.